This video is for Learning Game C2, looking at legal and ethical issues, and this is focusing on data protection principles. The specification says that we need to learn all of the principles for the Data Protection Act. I've summarised all 8 principles into this diagram to make it easier for you to remember. So, essentially, data must only be used in a fair and lawful way. Data must be used for the specified purpose. Data should be adequate, relevant and not excessive. Data must be accurate and kept up to date. Data should not be kept longer than is necessary. The rights of the data subject must be observed. Data should be kept safe and secure. And data should not be transferred abroad without protection. So the first principle is lawful processing, and this means that you must have legitimate grounds from gathering and using the data and must not use it in a way that would negatively affect the individual. It should only be used in ways the individual should expect. The data should be collected only for the specific purpose. You must be clear on your reasons for gathering and using the data. The data should only be used for this reason. Only needed information is collected. You must only gather the data you absolutely require for the purpose you're gathering it for. The data should be accurate. You must take reasonable steps to ensure the data is accurate and is kept up to date. The data is kept only as long as is necessary. You should review how long the data must be kept for its purposes. Any data that's out of date or no longer needed should be securely deleted. The data subject's rights should be observed. The rights are that you can ask how your data is being used. You can view all data held about you. You can have inaccurate data fixed. You can ask for data to be erased. You can withdraw your consent, and you can make objections. If any of these are breached, then individuals have the right to compensation. One of the most important parts of Data Protection Act is that you have to keep the data protected. You must ensure there are good protection measures in place to keep the individual's data secure. You must also ensure someone is responsible for security and people are informed of any breaches. This is possibly the most important part of the Data Protection Act, because if this is breached, you are held liable even though somebody else has actually committed the crime. No data is allowed to be transferred to countries with any less protection. You must not transfer and store data in countries that do not have good data protection legislations, and if any data is transferred abroad, you must encrypt the data in case of a breach.